What's up guys, this is Travis Spencer and I'm going to do my tutorial for you on Photoshop. Today we will be using Photoshop Creative Cloud, which is a really cool program that Photoshop has. So Creative Cloud is really cool because you can just drop a ton of money into Photoshop, which is about $1,000 for the normal program, or you can do Creative Cloud, which is basically a monthly subscription of about $20 a month, and you get every single feature of the Adobe, whether it's Photoshop or After Effects or Premiere, which is like movie editing. And they constantly are updating, so you get the updates along with it. It is a really, really cool program. So, uh, for my position at my church, I am the student creative arts pastor. And so graphic design is a big part of my job, or it has become a big part of my job. I am normally the worship leader, but I am taking on some extra responsibilities. So I have been tasked with making the graphic for our summer camp this year. And so, guys, we will open up Photoshop, and I'm going to show you my process and the final, the basic final product of what I've made so far. And so we're going to open up, and I'm going to do a landscape, this 5x7 right here. Click Create. You automatically get this background. So what's really cool about Photoshop and graphic design is being able to come up with a cool graphic, something that's intriguing to people. It will pique their interest. That's the whole point of graphic design, right? You want to catch people's attention. And so a huge thing is just with a logo, with a a simple handout pamphlet kind of deal, or just a single piece of paper, a business card. And you can do all that kind of stuff with Photoshop. And creating graphics has been super fun to me. So we're going to start, and I'm going to show you guys, hopefully quickly, how to do this. Now, first thing you have to know about Photoshop is everything is done in layers. So every time you do something, you add a color, you draw something, whatever it is, you need to layer it. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to layer, click new layer, just hit enter. Now we have our first layer down here. You have background, which doesn't do anything, and then layer 1, which is here. So what we're going to do is we're going to start by changing this background color, and we're going to click our paint bucket. And I already have some colors set up over here. Click the color we want and click it. Bam. We now have the background to our graphic. Pretty simple, right? So we're going to do something else, something new. We're going to add a new layer. That'll be layer 2. That's fine with me. We're actually going to kind of create this mountain scene. Kind of a minimalist scene that's pretty trendy and cool right now. So we have our background. This is going to be considered our sky. So we're going to take our lasso tool in our new layer, layer 2, and I'm going to start right about here. And I'm just going to take and click and hold and just drag my mouse over. And I'm going to come all the way back down and around, so that way this lasso tool will pick up everything, kind of creates this funky cut. So what we'll do, I want to make this whole thing a different color. So I'm going to come back over my paint bucket tool. I'm going to start here, and I'm going to have this be my base for the bottom part of the mountain range, and we're actually going to kind of fade it back. So we're going to give it this 3D effect. So to do that, we're going to have to create some more mountains. Same thing, we're going to go to layer, new layer. This will be layer 3. Totally fine. Again, we'll come back to our lasso tool, and we'll start about here, and we will create some more kind of funky cuts. We'll come down and around. Click our paint bucket tool. Again, we're going to pick another color, and I'm going to go with this one here. Oh, so this has happened now. what we're going to do is we're going to come and click this layer, drag it down, and that's going to move it back behind our first layer of mountains. It's kind of minimalist mountain range. So we're going to wash, rinse, repeat. We're going to add another layer. This will be layer 4. Take our lasso tool and we're going to create some mountains here. Well, I don't like that. Let's undo it. Messed up again. One more time. We'll get this done. I promise, guys. Okay. Paint bucket. Pick another color. And go with this one. Gotta move it again. Make sure it goes to the background. Pretty interesting stuff here. So we're gonna do, let's see, we'll do one more layer of this, and we're gonna wash, rinse, repeat. We're gonna use this lasso. We're gonna create a new layer. Almost forgot. Create another layer, layer 5. Now I'm gonna add an actual mountain here. So I'm actually gonna start here. And come up and down. We're going to bucket, get a color, drag it back again. Get rid of our lasso tool. So it's pretty cool. You can kind of see where the mountain, how this mountain thing is starting to turn out. So this is going to be cool. We're going to add some lighting effects here. And so what we're going to do is we're going to come to this mountain, layer 5. We're going to click this little lock button. What that lock button is going to allow us to do is it's going to allow us to take our lasso tool and it will let us stay and create things that are only in that layer. So we're going to start here and we're going to come down and we're just going to make some cool little, whatever, jagged lines. Come back and around. Bam. And so we want to create a lighting effect. So we want to take something that's much lighter from our paintbrush. So not much lighter, but just a little bit. So I'm going to go with this right here. Now it won't let us do it, so we got to unlock it. Nice. So you see now we've kind of created this interesting layer here, or this interesting color where it kind of looks like some lighting here, like the sun is coming from this right side. And do the same thing on the other side. We're gonna lock it. Let's see. Actually, come this way a little bit. And we will unlock it, get our paint bucket tool again, same color. Yeah, I don't really like that. Let's step backward and redo that whole thing. So we'll lock it again. I think I'm going to like this a little bit better. Unlock. Paint bucket. Yeah, that's a little bit better. I can deal with that. So now you can kind of see what's going on here. I'm going to keep this really simple for time's sake. And we're going to add a logo, a little bit of a logo to it, or some text. So we go to this T right here, that's a text box. Click and drag. And then we're going to start to type. I had already had a font selected. You know what, I don't want it to be that color. I'm going to switch it to black. Actually, you know what? I'm going to turn it to that color right there. There we go. That's cool. I can dig that. And what we're going to do is we're going to extend this. I'm going to put a date here. I'm not going to put the date yet because we're not sure of what it is. And guys, that is a really simple tutorial on how to do just a quick mountain scene, very minimalist mountain scene. Graphics are huge right now. There's a lot of people that make a lot of money by doing things like this, and they do a little bit of a better job than I have done, but time is time, right? We gotta keep it short, sweet, and simple today. The biggest challenge of using this technology is Photoshop is complicated. As you can tell, there is a ton of stuff you can do, and guys, we have not even touched the surface of it. There's so many awesome things you can do, like you can watch, like this right here. You can see how you can select colors and add it elsewhere with an eyedrop tool. You have a spot healing brush tool, so where you can remove stains from things. I mean, there's just so much that you can even clone stuff in this program. I mean, it is quite the extensive program that you got to just put in some time to figure out how to use. But the benefits, man, once you learn it, you get quick at it. There is so much cool stuff you can do. And to be honest, there's a lot of money that can be made in graphic design, even as a freelance thing, as a side gig. It is such a beautiful tool that Adobe has done an awesome job creating that. It's very intimidating at first, but once you kind of get the hang of it, it's pretty user-friendly. So that's going to be my tutorial, guys. I hope you've learned a little something. Hopefully you got your creative juices going and maybe you want to try your hand at graphic design. Thanks.